shocking and yet
Yes.
so funny.
Yes.
And that's, yeah. This one is one of my favorites. Let's just do it. It's
Let's
called
do it.
Turn It Off.
Turn it off.
I got a feeling that you could be feeling a whole lot better than you feel today. You say you got a problem? Well, that's no problem. It's super easy not to feel that way. When you start to get confused because of thoughts in your head, don't feel those feelings. Hold them in instead. Turn it off like a light switch, just go click. It's a cool little Mormon trick. We do it all the time when you're feeling certain feelings that just don't seem right. Treat those pesky feelings like a reading light.
Okay,
Turn
pause.
them off.
So these are the elders in their little camp, and they're basically talking about this strategy of dealing with all these feelings, emotions, thoughts, anything. Elder McKinley is like leading them in this little discussion about what Mormons and I would say Christians across the board, or I don't know, just any high demand system,
Mm.
just don't think. Just don't think. Just
Yes.
turn it off.
Yeah.
Just shut it down. Those pesky feelings,
Yeah.
just,
And,
turn it off.
and I love how he says it's super easy not to feel that way.
Yeah. Come
That's super
on. This
easy.
is a tried and true remedy
Yes.
that has been handed down to
Yeah.
us from generation to
Yeah.
generation, and it
Guaranteed to
works.
work.
It
Guaranteed.
will work.
Just don't
This
feel
is
it.
how we get through things. Just stop feeling.
Just
Yep.
just stop.
And turn them off like a light switch. Just go back. Really, what's so hard about that?
It's easy.
Turn it off! Turn it off!
Oh.
When I was young, my dad would treat my mom real bad. Every time the Utah Jazz would lose, he'd started drinking and I'd started thinking, how am I gonna keep my mom from getting abused? I'd see her all scared and my soul was dying.
Oh boy.
My dad would say to me, now don't you dare start crying. Turn it off like a light switch, just go flick. It's our nifty
It's a
little
nifty
Mormon
little
trick.
Mormon trick.
Turn it off.
Turn it off.
My sister was a dancer, but she got cancer. The doctor said she still had 2 months more. I thought she had time, so I got in line for the new iPhone at the Apple store. She lay there dying with my father and mother.
Oh boy.
Her very last words were,
Where
"Where
is
is
my
my brother?"
Turn it
Turn it
off.
off.
Yeah!
Bid those sad feelings adieu.
I do.
The fear that I might get cancer too.
Oh.
Okay, pause it, pause it, pause it, pause it, pause it. So, I mean, they're talking about these like horrific examples of like spousal abuse in the home
Mm,
and a kid having to witness that. And then we've
right.
got a young girl that is dying of cancer and she just wants to know where her brother is. And it's all these sad things contrasted with this fun, upbeat little number, right? They're all dancing, laughing, and kind of like, but the juxtaposition of these really, really sad
Right.
things
Right.
with an upbeat song is just brilliant. And
Yeah.
then the fear that I might get cancer too. My oldest son has autism, and I remember there was a member of the church that he was very aloof around my son. And eventually his
Oh.
wife approached me once. And I can't remember, but I was asking, or she was just telling me. And she was just like, yeah, my husband is worried that if he's nice to your little boy, we might get a little boy with the same problem. And so to
Ooh.
me, whenever I hear this part of the song about how the fear
Wow.
that I might get cancer too, I also kind of just feel like that's
Right.
also in the
Right.
mentality of a Mormon
Yeah.
or a believer
Yeah.
because it's like adversity
Yeah.
to these.
Yeah, it's superstition. It's also
Yeah.
very common in some African communities too. You have a kid that has some form of anomaly that is not expected. Depending on the type of community you're in, if you're lucky and you are in a more progressive, educated type of community, you're probably fine. And like example, if you have a community in the UK, for example, that are more exposed to avenues and platforms to be educated, about these things, then that's fine. But when you're in a place where you're not as educated and you don't have that avenue to learn and stuff like that, or you don't even have the knowledge that this information is out there, and a lot of the time illnesses just on a general sense are treated as signals of presence of demons or someone who is cursed by God, so
Sure.
so it's like, oh, the parents did something and then they curse them by making their child this way, so they stay away from the child. Like, it gets dark because Christianity and religion as a whole doesn't just come with the book. It comes with these unspoken, unwritten superstitions that are intertwined within the beliefs, and all that could solve this is just a simple Google search. But no, when you're dealing with demons and principalities of powers, no.
I know, right?
Like,
Yeah.
no that.
So I love how they just touch on that so lightly, but it just speaks so
Yes. Yeah.
When I was in 5th grade, I had a friend, Steve Blade. He and I were close as two friends could be. One thing led to another, and soon I would discover I was having really strange feelings for Steve. I thought about us on a deserted island. We'd swim naked in the sea, and then he'd try and... Whoa! Turn it off like a light switch. There it's gone. Good
gone.
for you, my hetero side.
There's one.
Oh, I know, Evans.
I
I
love it.
love that
He
part.
sings
My
it-
hetero side, just one. I know.
As much macho as he could master, right? Like, my hetero
Exactly.
side as one.
Well, and since we're paused, I'm just going to tell you that the next line is boys should be with girls. That's Heavenly Father's plan.
Right.
So if you ever feel you'd rather be with a man, turn it off. So again, it's that indoctrination that the church
Yeah.
stresses, that it is unnatural for anyone to be in a homosexual relationship. That's
Yes.
just wrong, even though like scientists can show in nature many examples of homosexual relationships. Nope, Heavenly Father says that that's the plan.
Yeah.
Boys should be with girls.
And there's also this idea that homosexuality is unnatural has been used for thousands of years,
Yeah.
which is funny because, see, the thing about nature is when it doesn't like something, it just kills it off
Right.
and it doesn't repeat it in nature again.
That's right.
Homosexuality has been around for hundreds of thousands of years since human beings have been around. It's the most natural thing as much as heterosexual, as much as
The
sexuality
Earth
goes.
is only 6,000 years old.
Oh,
What
okay,
are you
all right.
talking
Yeah, what am I talking
about?
about? Hundreds of thousands of years.
What
That's
are
true.
you talking about?
Yeah, that's heresy, isn't it? Okay, cool.
It
All right.
is.
Will I be
Yeah, watch yourself.
will I be lynched or would I be burnt at the stake? I guess it depends on which gender I am.
Light switch, there it's gone. Good for you, my hetero side, just one. I'm all better now. Boys should be with girls, that's Heavenly Father's plan. So if you ever feel you'd rather be with a man, turn it off.
Well, Elder McKinley, I think it's okay that you're having gay thoughts, just so long as you never act upon them.
That was Elder
That's
Price.
the Mormon perspective.
Now.
Yes. That's
Now.
very, very much the Mormon perspective right now.
Right now.
Yes.
Yes.
It's evolved over time, but right now, yeah, it's
Yes.
okay if you
Yes.
are gay or
Yes.
if you have those thoughts, as long as you don't act on it. The expectation in the Mormon faith is a life of celibacy.
Yes.
Unfortunately, that's really hard for Elder McKinley to accept because Elder McKinley is gay. And so for
Yes.
him, it's like, no, it's not enough. I actively have to take,
Yes. Yes.
I have to do something.
Yeah, he can't entertain it for a second.
No, he
Yes.
can't, because it's very ignorant of Elder Price to be like, oh, and which is so
Yes.
condescending of the Mormon leaders to
Yes.
also just impose this on a person who is gay. They have no idea
Yes.
what that is like.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so for them to go around and say, oh, just turn it off or marry
be-
into a heteronormative relationship and
That-
you'll be cured of this, or conversion therapy or anything else that they recommend is coming from a place of extreme ignorance.
Yes.
And they have no
agree.
business
I agree.
to be telling people how to be and how to live. It would be like me telling you to be more white.
Yes.
Please be more
Pretty
white,
much.
Evans.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. I mean, I can try.
No, you need to. You need to because otherwise God will not accept you again.
Yeah.
And so, and in order to be in this righteous community, the true community, you cannot act on being black. I'm sorry, you're
Yeah.
going to need to stop.
Yeah. Don't act on
And
being black. And if you
Mhm,
can't be white, just marry a white person.
that's
And
right.
she will slowly
Help
wean
lighten
you
the
into.
skin of your children. Yeah, exactly.
For a group of people who are so
Oh, well,
very
of course.
against that sexuality, they have zero tools. The tools that they have come up with throughout the years are pseudoscience, not backed by evidence whatsoever, not backed by medicine, not backed by any neurology, not backed by any scientific field that has to do with the mind and human anatomy. Conversion therapy doesn't work. You are so against it, your God is so against it, and there is no solution for it except to pretend.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
sorry. Okay, all right.
yeah.
Thanks for no
No,
solution.
I mean, why would God be so cruel to create people that have different skin color and say, yeah, they were meant to be lesser than and slaves, and then do the same with
Well,
people
that's
that
why
are
they have to.
homosexuals?
That's why they have to apply the choice to it, so that
Yeah.
God is not
Mm.
blamed. That's why in Mormonism they have to say, no, no, no. Black God didn't create black people. Black people chose to be black by not standing with Jesus.
They were less
You know,
valiant.
exactly. They were less valiant. That's why they have to apply the choice pre-existence for black people in this in this instance. Christianity as an ideology is so hell-bent on taking every accountability from God that doesn't fit their narrative. That's why they have to come up with the Kalam cosmological argument, the teleological argument, the transcendental existential argument. That's why they have to come up with all of these philosophical sophistry, just so they don't look at this God and say, you made certain choices and some
Yeah.
of those choices were bad.
Mm.
Just
Yeah.
they can't do that, so they have to run away and come up with all of these sinister, sadistic ideologies that, no, you made a choice to be black. Is what? So that's why they have to say that you choose to be gay. That's why they say that, because they can't admit that God creates gay people, because when they admit that, that means that God is evil. And they can't really have that, can they? No. So
Yeah.
you are evil. So yeah, turn it
Yep.
off.
Turn it off.
Okay that you're having gay thoughts, just so long as you never act upon them.
No, cause then you're just keeping it down. Like a dimmer switch on low. Thinking nobody needs to know. But that's not true. Being gay is bad, but lying is worse. So just realize you have a curable curse and turn it off. Turn it off.
They are doing some really cool tap dancing here as well. Oh, I
Yeah,
love
and
it.
jazz hands.
I love it. I loved it.
It's so sad when he says to realize you have a curable curse.
Yes.
Just those
Being
two words
gay.
together
Yes.
breaks my heart.
Being gay is bad, but lying is worse. So just
Yeah.
realize that you have a curable curse.
I know.
Oh my
Just
goodness.
that, that it's a curse. And this is what these kids are being told, that they have a curse for being the way that they naturally are, is just so
Yes.
damaging. And this is why there's so many suicides within the Mormon faith, especially in the youth and in the young people, because this messaging is just, it destroys them. And they
Yes.
just feel like, and then when they've tried to do the things that they've been asked to do, like reading your scriptures more, turning it off,
Right.
and so on, they're realizing this isn't working, and this curse isn't curable. It's not going away. I can't pray the gay away. It's not
can't.
working.
Yeah.
And that's a lot for a kid, because then they feel like, what am I gonna do? I can't be authentic. I'm not being true to myself. And they are wrestling with all of this. And on another note, can you imagine a gay young man going on a mission with a bunch of other guys,
Oh my
during
goodness.
his teenage years when his hormones are developing, like all of that? I feel so bad for Elder McKinley. I don't even know how how they would manage something like that.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Like taking showers and talking about intimate things and eating and all of that. And it's like all the things that would make you as a man be attracted to a woman is what's happening to a gay person being attracted to a guy. The
Exactly.
same thing, the way they walk. Like as a guy, for me, like when I go to an event, I went to an event yesterday and I've never seen so many beautiful people in one place at the same time for a very long time. Everything that the ladies are doing, the way they're walking, is like, that is just beautiful. Okay, like, and it's not because I am actively choosing to feel that way. At least that's what I would imagine as someone who's gay is feeling when he's surrounded by clean cut, nicely pressed, nicely dressed, hair pressed and everything fresh men. And you happen to be gay. Of course, like your hormones are raging at that point. And especially when you're 18, 19. God help you. But anyway, Hasadiga
I know.
Igboai.
There you go.
Yeah, all right, let's go. Woo!
Turn it off.
Oh,
Now,
I mean, that break,
The same.
they have
and you've only got
just talking about it from a musical point of view. They just have that break and they just do the dances,
Yeah,
and you're like,
amazing.
oh. So for me, I was being fulfilled on a musical point of view. I was just being, oh, this is so good, man.
Yeah, so good.
blame. You didn't pretend hard enough. Imagine that your brain is made of tiny boxes. Then find the box that's gay and crush it. Okay?
Okay, stop.
No,
Pause
no,
it right there.
I'm not having gay thoughts.
They say, then you only have yourself to blame. You didn't pretend hard enough. Imagine that your brain is made of tiny boxes. Then find that box that's gay and crush it.
Yeah.
But the pain that's behind the crush it, I can feel that. Elder McKinley isn't just saying it in a joking way. It's like he's had to crush part of himself, his soul. He had to crush it.
Wow.
To me, that breaks my heart when he says that line.
You're right.
It's not funny at all.
Right.
And then also, he speaks truth to you only have yourself to blame if it's not working. And that's what the rhetoric of the faith is always saying, that you're the problem, not anybody else, and definitely not your Father in heaven. You are the problem. If it's not
all your
working, that's what I lived with when things weren't lining up, when the cognitive dissonance got so great. I was the bad one. I was the problem for questioning or for thinking or for not,
Unbelievable.
being able to actually turn it off when I couldn't do that anymore. It was my fault. And I love when he says you didn't pretend hard enough. I mean, isn't that what they're all doing, is just pretending? We're just pretending. Like, come on, pretend harder.
Harder,
Like,
yes.
And crush it.
Okay? No, I'm not having gay thoughts.
All right. It worked.
Here we go, big finish.
Turn it on, turn it on. Turn it on, turn it off like a light switch. Just go click, click, click. What a cool little Mormon trick, trick, trick. We do it all the time. When you're feeling certain feelings that just don't seem right. Treat those pesky feelings like a reading light. Turn it on like a light switch on your phone.
Wow.
He isn't gay and he turn it. Turn it off.
Man.
There you go, guys. The
Absolute
first 5
masterpiece.
songs of the Book of Mormon musical. I agree, it's a masterpiece, that song, because it really touches on unhealthy coping mechanisms, growing up and stunting yourself, and it is the beginning of this lifelong suppression of your feelings, and it will manifest itself in other relationships, not just the one you have with church and God. I mean, you're learning to run away from conflict, to run away from discomfort, and not face things head on. And it all begins there. And so it's so true. Pretend that you're in a happy marriage. Just come
Yes.
on. You're not pretending hard enough.
Yeah.
Play house and run away from dealing with real things that if we were being told, no, face it, seek for help
Yeah.
in the right places and get resources, and maybe just understand that there isn't anything wrong with you and you don't need to change. Maybe that isn't God's plan. And if there is a God, maybe the one that enforces such things isn't one worthy of your time and worship. And
Yes.
turn it off
Agreed.
is
Agreed.
probably one of the most pivotal songs in the whole Book of Mormon musical because it sheds a light on a way of thinking and being and conditioning that many of us are. And it's just not healthy. I don't want my kids to turn anything off. I want them to walk into that light and figure out who they are and come to me in a safe place of questioning and interrogating and figuring things out. That's what we're supposed to do as the older generation, not be
I
asking
agree.
them to shut parts of themselves down.
I agree. And turn it off is one of the reasons why I said in a previous episode that I find it very difficult to trust statistics that showcase Christianity as they are happy and they are having fulfilling lives. Turn it off is one of the reasons why I don't trust it, because it highlights the active shutting down of feelings that in otherwise someone in a normal situation would feel, and therefore they
Yeah.
would mark in the statistics to say I am not happy or I'm not having a fulfilling life. They are encouraged to actually not do that. They are encouraged to turn it off and pretend very hard that they are in fact happy. So when you bring the survey in front of them, of course they're having a fulfilling life. Look at their wife, look at their kids, look at their house. It's all perfect. Look at the lawns, perfectly cut. Look at my hairstyle, perfect. Look at my shirt,
Yeah.
pressed nicely, nice and clean. My shoes tight, everything clean. Of course I'm happy. I'm
Yeah.
gay, but I'm not.
Yeah.
And I've turned it off, right? Exactly. So how do you trust these statistics that these people are happy as they claim to be? I don't know. I'm not saying that they are lying. I don't know whether they're telling the truth. It's hard to know in their beliefs.
Especially
Yeah,
when these systems encourage you to turn it off and
exactly.
they ask you to do things that goes against your nature. And so for me, I just love that song, and we are going to be the podcast that never turns it off. We're going to shed light on things. We're going to spill tea.
Exactly.
We're going to talk about the things
Exactly.
nobody wants to talk about or face. And,
Yes.
I want to shed a light on things, not turn things off anymore.
Awesome.
And for me,
Love
the
it.
day that I decided to no longer turn it off and no longer pretend or do the things and go through those motions, I think ultimately, though hard, it's made me a better person, a greater advocate for people, and especially for my own family members and
Yeah.
my children.
Sounds
And
great.
that's what I plan on continuing to do. So no more pretending for me. And I think you would say the same for you, Evans.
Definitely no more
And
pretending for me either. And you better turn on the subscribe button and also turn on the bell button when you hit the subscribe button. You turn on the bell button as well, because then
yeah,
you get notified every time we release a next episode on YouTube. And you also get
please
notified on
do that.
Spotify too. So turn it on.
Turn it on.
Don't turn it off.
And ding dong, hello, and welcome to
Hello.
our channel.
Ding dong. We hope
So,
you had fun, guys, and we will see you next time. Have a good night.
all right, bye.
Bye.